So this is a video about the term Aspergers and why I don't like it. This is my opinion. I'm entitled to my opinion. I'm going to try to be as articulate as possible. My goal here is to clarify my stance, because there was a bit of a debate on my page yesterday when I posted something about this term, and also to challenge thought from others. Obviously, no amount of debate or argument is going to make anybody change their mind unless that change happens internally. But my hope is that this might help some people do that. So, why I don't like the term Aspergers. First of all, yes, indeed, there was a guy named Aspergers, and it seemed that he was potentially affiliated with the Nazi Party. If you know anything about Nazi history, Adolf Hitler was completely obsessed with any information, historical, religious, psychological, that could give him an upper hand in the war. Obsessed. So it makes sense that he might employ the mind of someone like Asperger to try to get an understanding of what kind of workers would be best to use for weapons design and all that stuff. And the Germans had an incredibly advanced rocket technology that baffled the Americans. One might say the dedication, focus, skills of an autistic person might be useful in designing and engineering a weapon like that. So, I don't like that piece. But the biggest reason I don't like the term Asperger's is it's a functioning label. I get that maybe you were diagnosed with Asperger's. I was too. But as soon as I learned about the history and what functioning labels are and what they do, I dropped it like a hot weight. Because while you have the right to hold on to whatever label you want, it's really important to acknowledge that your clinging to that label may be hurting others in the community as well as yourself. Saying you're high functioning, saying you're Asperger's implies that there's a variation between one type of autistic person and another type of autistic person that both delineates potential value and function in society and also support needs. So let's just say, as I said, I'm diagnosed Asperger's. So I tell people that I'm Asperger's, and they therefore assume that I'm high functioning autistic. And then something happens at work. Maybe I have a tough sensory day, or my emotions get big because I get bullied, and then I melt down. I go nonverbal. I'm shaking and crying at my desk. And by the way, this has happened before. With this concept of high functioning and Asperger's, people can potentially look at me and think, what the fuck is wrong with her? She's high functioning. She's just Asperger's. She's not autistic. She's Asperger's. Because we know that most of society doesn't understand that Asperger's is part of the spectrum. Well, maybe not most, but a lot of people don't really understand all the sub-layers of these labels because they're not a part of the community, right? They can just take it at face value. So again, they're taking at face value that I'm high functioning because I'm Asperger's. So when I have a problem in front of them, or I can't get out of bed because I had a meltdown last night and I don't want to go to work because I'm exhausted, we have a problem because they don't understand that I do have support needs. Maybe not as much as as other people, maybe not as often as other people, but it doesn't change the fact that I have support needs, and my support needs matter too. And if I'm high functioning and I'm Asperger's, then people can sit there and look at other people who are autistic, who are defined as autistic, who aren't Asperger's, who aren't high functioning as they're labeled, and assume that they're not capable of everything that they might be capable of. Remember the little circle that gets posted around in our community. Autism is a color wheel. You might have a nonverbal person who's completely brilliant at something in particular, which is incredibly useful to society. And they may even have better social skills than someone like me, because each autistic person on that color wheel has different strengths and different weaknesses. So what I guess I'm asking or acknowledging or pointing out in the community is that this term of Asperger's and the term of high functioning, they gotta go. Can we just all be autistic together? That's what I want. I would really like that, because then nobody's pushed off to the side. All of us can be together and unified. And I just think it would be better for everybody. Functioning labels are ableist and don't work. And while you have the right to hang on to your diagnosis, if you identify with it, I get that. I get it. But I'm asking you to try to think another way and own the fact that you're autistic, just like me, and just like everybody else who's autistic. We have different needs. Great. We have different talents. Great. All of us do. But those of us who are high functioning and able to speak and articulate our thoughts verbally to other people who are not autistic have a duty to do that, I believe. So that's why I'm challenging you. With respect, obviously I can't make you change your mind. That's your process. And I'm not disrespecting your process, but I am I am posing what I feel is a relatively compelling argument for why Asperger's and functioning labels need to go. Always open to commentary. Please keep it respectful. Respectful debate is the only way that minds are changed, thoughts are changed, and we have understanding. It has to stay respectful. Please keep it that way. Always on my page, I want respectful. Don't have to agree with me, fine, respectful. Anyway, that's what I had to say about Asperger's. Have a super day.